So as I was saying, if you want to express your opinion, you could say things like, in my opinion, in my view. It's basically the same. You could say, personally, or it seems to me that. Let me give you an example. I want to talk about my 1E students, and I want to give my opinion about you as a group. So I could say, in my opinion, my students in year 1E are very friendly, very nice, and polite. In my view, they could get very, very good marks if they studied a bit more. Okay? Because it seems to me that they study but not as hard as they could. As you're talking to somebody else, not only do you have to express your opinion, you also have to ask for your partner's opinion. So what kind of questions can you ask? So you could say things like, what do you think about this? Or how do you feel about... Okay? Other possible questions might be, what do you make of this? Or what do you make of blah, 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 blah? Or what's your take on this? What's your opinion about this? Okay? Something else you might have to do is to agree. Can anybody explain what's to agree?
For example, if you think the same opinion or the same thing about one person, you agree with that person.
Exactly that. So when you have the same opinion, you agree with someone. So imagine your partner has said something and you think the same, you have the same opinion. So things you can say, oh yes, absolutely. Exactly. You could say, I agree with you, but you can do better. Yeah? You could say, oh, absolutely. Oh, definitely. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. I understand what you're saying. I see what you mean. Or, yes, I see your point. Yes. Or, you have a point there. So all these are ways to say, oh, yes, I have the same opinion as you have. Just in case, if you want to use the expression Pablo has mentioned, you would say, I agree with you. Please, don't say anything here. You say, I agree with you. No, sorry, no. That's a Spanglish, no. I agree with you. That's what you say in proper English, okay? Just the opposite case. If you don't agree with someone, what you would say is, I don't agree with you. And this is what you have to say. Please don't say anything other than this. I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. That's a sentence. Or you could also say something like, I see what you mean, I understand what you're saying, but... Okay, imagine you're trying to convince your partner to have the same opinion as you. For example, Julio, what's your favorite football team?
Barça.
Other than Barça's? Barça, sorry. So, imagine you're trying to convince me that Barça is the best team, even if they haven't won the league. I'm sorry. Yeah, but you're trying to convince me, okay? And you're trying to look for agreement. So you could say things like, oh, come on, Barça is the best football team in the league. Don't you think? And that way, you're trying to say, oh, come on, agree with me. Don't you think? Yes, and then of course your partner can agree with you or may disagree, of course, yeah? But you could say things like, don't you think? Or you could say things like, oh, Natalia is the best teacher ever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And you say that at the end of a sentence and you're trying to convince the other person to agree with you. Okay, forget about this, don't. It's not really interesting. But these two are okay, right? Okay, And sometimes, even when you're speaking Spanish, we say things that mean nothing. It's just things we say while we think what we're going to say next, or we want to join things together. Yeah, so, well, I mean, so all these things are just things you can say in the middle of a conversation when you're trying to find what to say next. As I was saying, I mean, these sort of things.